chapter. Okay, so this is what we're going to go over. You should get it any minute. All right, so the distributing, you just have to remind yourself to be super careful when you're adding or subtracting these exponents, right? And what stays up and what stays down and so on. So when I distribute this here, okay, 5 over 4 times 12, it will be what?
48 over 5. No, sorry.
15. So it's going to be 15. And then, well, let me write it here. So it's going to be 15. And it's going to be x to the negative 1, y to the 3, minus 10, right? X to the negative 3, y squared. And so now, anything that has a negative exponent has to switch between numerator and denominator. So for the first one, it's going to be 15y cubed over x minus 10y squared over x cubed, right? You have to ask yourself, who does the negative exponent belong to? And only that moves down. Okay. Next. Okay. So here we're going to distribute first a to the 6. So everybody gets a to the 6. Okay? So we're going to get a to the 6 times a squared, that's a to the 8, minus a to the 6b cubed, plus 2a to the 7b. Okay? All right. And then we do the same thing with the b here. But now we're going to distribute negative b to the 4. So it's going to be negative a squared b to the 4, positive b to the 7, negative 2ab to the 5. Okay, are there any terms that we can combine? No. So the whole thing gets to go on the answer space. Okay?
Are we turning this in?
No. Okay. Okay, so the next one, what do we do for the next one? Yeah.
We divide 8c by 8c3 plus d4. We divide that by 2c.
Uh-huh. And do you only divide that one by that?
No, you divide them
All of them. So basically we're going to give each of the numerator terms a term from the denominator, right? So it's going to be 8c cubed d to the 4 over this, minus 5c squared d squared over the same thing, plus 10c to the 4d over 2cd squared. Okay? All right. So first thing, I get 4, okay, c squared, d squared. Okay, and everything stays on top. That's it. Minus, okay, now I have 5 over 2. That stays as 5 over 2. Okay. C, what do I do with the exponents? 2 minus 1, that's a 1 on top, and the d squares go away. Yeah? Plus, okay, 10 over 2 is 5. C cubed, right? What about d? D is going to be d to the minus 1, so it goes to the denominator as d. Okay? So this term is 5c cubed d to the minus 1, but the d to the minus 1 has to move down.
For negative 5c over 2, can you also write as negative 5 over 2c?
Yep. As long as the c is clearly in the numerator, right? Some students do this, so this is totally fine. And then some students do this, and it's like, I don't know where that c belongs now, right? Because it's not very clear, right? And so that will not get credit, for example, right? Like you have to like boldly say it's in the numerator. You know what I mean? Like it just has to be obvious. Okay. Okay. So take a look at this one. Okay, so long division, right? So remember this goes out here. That's the divisor. And the dividend is the numerator. It goes in the middle. So now look at this. Is this in standard form? Yes. Are all the exponents there? We're missing an x squared. So here I'm going to put in a 0 for that missing term, right? So it's going to be 2x to the 4 minus 3x cubed plus 0x squared plus 6x plus 4. Okay? Yes? Okay. So now, what do we do? First term divided by first term. What do we get? X to the third. And now multiply all of 2x plus 1 with that. So 2x to the 4 plus x cubed. And what's the thing? Change the sign and combine, right? So this goes away and I have negative 4x cubed. Okay, the plus 0x squared comes down. Okay, what goes up here, guys?
2x squared.
Negative 2x squared, good. So I get negative 4x cubed minus 2x squared. Changing the signs, 2x squared. 6x comes down. X on top. Oh my God, I missed this stuff. Don't you guys miss it? Come on, you can admit it. It's okay. We're all friends here. Right? It's been like 2 weeks. I have not done any math all of break. A little yesterday because I was preparing. It's like, it's very like weird, right? Okay, so 5x plus 4, now what? What do we put up there? Is it the remainder?
No, 2.
Huh?
2.
Not 2, what did you say? Huh? 3 over 2? Or 5 over 2?
Oh, sorry.
Okay, so we take this divided by this, right? So we get 5x over 2x is 5 over 2. So I get 5x plus 5 over 2. Subtracting them, 4 minus 5 over 2 is 3 over 2. Okay? So now, how am I going to write the answer here? So this is going to be x cubed minus 2 x squared plus x plus 5 over 2 plus, so let's work over here for a minute. It's 3 over 2 divided by this, right? But I can't write it like that, so it's going to be 3 over 2, 2x plus 1. All right, is everybody okay with this part? Yes? No? This is the time. Question? No? Yes?
Yeah, I kind of have it like on just the very last part, like 5x plus 5 over 2. Just that part.
Where we got this?
Yeah.
So okay, so 5x over 2x gave us 5 over 2.
Yeah.
Multiply this, so we get 5x plus 5 over 2.
Okay.
Yeah? And now we're going to subtract, right? So 4 minus 5 over 2, this is 8 over 2, minus 5 over 2 is 3 over 2.
Okay.
So then it's supposed to be like the remainder over this,
Yeah.
but this is a complex fraction, so it's 3 over 2 times this.
Okay.
Okay? Yes. All right. And now, you guys remember synthetic division? Okay. So negative 2 goes out here. And here we're going to put the coefficients, but remember, put in zeros wherever you have something missing. So I have 3x to the third plus, and then 0 minus 4 minus 1. And again, I always count, right? Okay, the exponent is 3, 3, 2, 1, 0. Yep, they're all there. Okay, so 3 comes down for free. Anything that makes its way to the bottom gets multiplied by negative 2. So 12, 8, negative 16, negative 17. Okay? So now, my degree was a 3 before. It gets reduced by 1. So now the new degree is a 2. And these are the coefficients. So 3x squared minus 6x to the 1 plus 8 minus 17 over x plus 2. Okay? All right. Okay. So the next one, we're going to divide by long or synthetic division. Who wants to do long division? Who wants to do synthetic? Okay. What should we do? All right. How about this? I'm going to do long division. If you want to do synthetic, go ahead and do synthetic, and let's see if we get the right answer. Yeah? Remember, for synthetic, what do you have to do first? Divide everything by 5. Both of them by 5, yes? Okay, let's do it. We'll meet you guys at the end, right? Let's do it. So 5k to minus 4. Okay. I'm only doing long division because yesterday when I was writing the problem, I did the synthetic, and so now I just want to switch things up for myself. All right. Am I doing it correctly? Okay. Anybody with synthetic finished yet? Okay. This is exciting. I need to find g of 2x squared plus 1. Okay. Most of you guys have this down. And then there are a couple people who are still, lacking some practice. So let's see. So if this is g of x, now I want g of 2x squared plus 1. That means any x has to be replaced by that blue factor. So here, you start writing the function 3. Oh, there's an x. Whoops. 2x squared plus 1. Okay, and then continue the function. Squared minus 4. Okay, and now you just have to do the multiplying out. So this is 3 times. Okay, that term squared. All right, I really want you guys to use the shortcut here. So when you're squaring a binomial, you square the first term, you get 4x squared. No, what do you get? 4x to the 4. You square the last term, what do you get? Plus 1. Okay? And now the third term is this exponent 2 times each of the terms. 2 times 1 times this. So 4x squared. Okay? Okay, and then minus 4. So in Algebra 2 Honors, I really don't want to see you guys writing that twice and then like foiling, right? Because we gotta be quick on our feet with this stuff, okay? That's my expectation. So this is gonna be 12x to the 4, 12x squared, plus 3 minus 4. So finally, I'll write it here, 12x to the 4, 12x squared minus 1. Okay? Cool. All right. So here, is this function an even or an odd degree? Odd. How do we know? It's right, the end behavior is opposite, right? On the left and the right. Is the leading coefficient positive or negative? Negative, because it is negative and the positive x's. State the number of real zeros. 2. There's a 0 here and another one there. Oh. Thank you. So, describe the end behavior. So, as x approaches negative infinity, this is the template. Most of you guys are okay with this. I don't think I have any issues actually. So, as x approaches negative infinity, f of x approaches where? Positive infinity. And then here it's, okay, once we've established that this is an odd degree, right? All you need to do is figure out one of them and you know the other one has to be the opposite infinity. Yes? Yeah. Okay. Okay, here, the end behavior of the graph. So for this one, I need to use the leading term test. Remember? Good. And what's the leading term here? 4x to the 6. Okay, so that's an even function with a positive coefficient, right? So what does that mean? They're both going to be the same, and will they be going to positive or negative infinity? Both positive infinity. Good. So as x approaches negative infinity, f of x approaches infinity. Okay. We're good? Okay. So sketch an even function with zeros at these points. Okay. So we have a 0 at -2, 3, and 4. Oh, that's close. Huh? Okay, even function, but it doesn't specify if it's a positive or a negative coefficient. So technically there are 2 possibilities, right? So one possibility is if they both face negative, if they both have negative infinity as their end behavior, it's going to be like this. And then here, what happens? It can't cross, so it's got to like bounce back and go down. Do you see that? Yeah. Yeah. Because if it's like x to the 4 or 6, right? Oh, you mean like this one? If it only tells you these 3, then no. Yeah. All right. Everybody okay with this? Or you could have the other version where like they both face up. Okay? All right. So for this, go ahead and plug that into your calculator. Go ahead and graph that. Okay, do you guys remember how to graph? And what do we need? We need the maxima and minima. Okay. One thing that I need you guys to be more careful about is following instructions in the format that your answers have to be in. And the decimal values especially, okay? Because some of you guys aren't even paying attention to that. So, okay, so we want the maxima and minima. Okay, so can somebody remind me how to find those? What do we do? What are the keystrokes here? Menu. Right, and then minimum or maximum. So let's do minimum. This one. Here. Okay, and look, you can barely see it, right? Because it's overlapping with another text. And hopefully you still remember, you can hover, press the center button and keep pressing it for more than a second. It'll grab that, and then you can drag it to wherever you want, and you can see it much better. So, I don't think we can get more decimal places out of that. So this is f of, oh no, this is a minimum. Negative 1.22 equals negative 0.5. All right. Okay. What's another way to find them? Trace. So you can do menu, trace, graph trace, and then if you go slowly enough, it should tell you that there is a minimum here. So that's f of positive 1.22, negative 0.5. Okay. I'm not gonna lie, I prefer the other one. Because this one, but it doesn't even show you, but it's over there. Only because I'm used to that, I think. So what's the maximum here? Okay. Oh, good. I'm glad I got this. Okay, so take a look. This is what I got for the maximum. Okay? So the y value is 4. And what's this funny thing? That's pretty much 0. Basically what this is it's e to the negative 9. This is a scientific notation. So it's negative 2 times 10 to the power of negative 9. So it's negative 0.8 zeros and 2. So that's pretty much 0. The reason why it does that is because of the algorithm, right? Like the back end, because it tests like left and right values, and then like it and then it eventually gets to that point close enough to 0, okay? So we're gonna write f of 0 is 4. All right. And what time is it? What time is class in? I forgot everything. Okay. Okay. Okay, so let's do this one. Okay, so the x-coordinate of any maximum. So remember, we said that in math, when we use the word any, it doesn't say like choose one. So for that, it would have been like the x-coordinate of a maximum point. You know what I mean? Okay. So, maxima, x-coordinates, what do you think? X equals 2. Minima, x equals negative 2. Okay, the zeros, we have 1 at negative 4, 1, 3. And if it's between two integers, I just want you to approximate to 0.5. Okay? Is that cool? Okay. Smallest possible degree of the function? 3. Everybody agree with that? Domain and range? All real numbers for both. Good. Okay. This one. I feel like last calendar year, like last semester, there was so much going on. Everybody was so stressed. You know, we were kind of having trouble wrapping our heads around this. So I just left it here as like that. So we're going to graph this one. Well, let's see what this is. A shoe company has determined that their annual profit is modeled by this. So this is their profit. You know what? I'm not even going to read anymore. I'm going to first graph this. So let's go ahead and graph that. To delete this, I go tab, press the up button, control, delete, enter, and now it's all reset. So let's go ahead and graph that.
Or you can click delete 2 times.
Yeah, then what happens with that is like you get so like you're on a roll and then you end up deleting the F1 as well, and then it's like, you know what I mean? Because you're like delete.
Oh, no, like even if like you don't even have to go into tab, like if you're just like on the graph.
Yeah, oh yeah. Yep. Okay, so what's this gonna look like? Negative point 0.003 x cubed. Is that right?
Yeah.
Oh, what did I do? I hate using this. It's so awkward and like. Okay, do I have the right function up there? Plus 6, but is it correct? Always double check, guys, because this is where. Okay, so enter. Okay, I don't see anything. Fine. Now I'm gonna go back. Okay, x. Okay, the horizontal axis is the number of pairs of shoes sold in thousands of dollars. Okay, so that means x can never be negative, right? So, okay. What is the range of the number of shoes that the company should sell in order to be profitable? Okay, so let's go to menu. Window, zoom, window settings. So for my X min, right, I'm gonna put 0 for now. Let's just see where this graph is, okay? And then tab. Okay, so this is the annual profit, and X is the number of thousands of shoes that are being sold. Okay, so this company is not going to be selling 6,000 shoes all year. Like, it's going to be quite a lot, right? So why don't I put a high enough number? Maybe let's go with 100. Now, I don't know. Okay, that's a good enough number. Okay. So what is this telling me? Right now, I still have only a snapshot of the graph. But what is this telling me? This is the profit. This is X. The Y, these are the number of shoes being sold. And the Y is how much money they're making. Now, it's not going to be, it's not only going to go up to like 6 or 6,000, right? It's going to go up much higher. So there are a couple of things that you guys can do. One other feature on the calculator is you can go to menu, window, zoom, and you see how you have all these zoom options? This one here, zoom fit, what that does is shows you all of the Y values on the X values that you've set. So let's press that and see what happens. And that's what you get. Okay? Does that make sense now what we did? These are all of the Y values on the X's that we set. So when we're here, we're selling like when we're here, we're selling about 50,000 shoes. Okay, so now this is the profit. Whenever the Y value is the profit, right? So whenever the Y values are positive, we're actually making money. Our profits are in the positives. When they're in the negatives, you have a profit of like negative 1,000. So you're losing money. You're not making a profit. Does that make sense? Okay, so question.
To use the fit, you have to change the X.
So whatever the X value is set to, Zoom Fit will show you all of the Y values on whatever you've set it to. Okay, so what is the range of the number of shoes that the company should sell in order to be profitable? So where is this profitable? It starts right when it starts becoming positive to here. Okay? So this is the region where the company is making a profit. So how many shoes is that? Well, we have to look for the zeros here. So menu, analyze graph 0, huh? 22.3 is 1, and what's the next one? 81.2. Okay, so it's 20, so X is, so the zeros are, X is 22.3 or 81.19. So, but this has to be in the thousands, right? So basically it's, you can round it down to 22,000, right? And then to maybe like 81 or 82,000. Okay? That's the range. Huh?
Can you put it as 22,300?
You can. Yeah. Does that make sense? Is it feeling better than it did last semester? Because last semester we were all sorts of confused with this.